Hey, Don here. Well, I had a very long intro because I never can get the darn live stream to play. I have my laptop all set up over here. I can't show it to you because it's not part of my. Just for me to see, it's not part of my stream here. But I have it all set up to where I can use my wireless mouse to, start it and stop it. And you have to. It starts muted, and so you have to click, unmute. But I click on it and nothing's happening, so I think, okay, I better reload. And then I'll reload, and then it just takes forever, and then I finally click, and I'm like, oh, okay, finally. So I never do. It never works out like I planned, but at least I want to be able to hear the music. This time I didn't even have the volume up on the laptop, so I couldn't even hear the music. I had to reach up there and turn up the volume on my wireless keyboard and everything. And it's up high, it's way up there, and. So anyway, it's just not the same. I always say this all the time. I used to mix sound for a lot of bands, and everything was laid out perfectly. Your mixer's right here, and you've got 16, 24, 36 channels, whatever. But I knew my boards. I was used to using them. I always used most, especially the Mackie boards. Some of the other brands I used, Yamahas and stuff like that, weren't quite as. They were a little bit different, but. Anyway, they're all basically the same layout. Everything was quick, instant. You could see what was what, and when you did it, something happened, good or bad or ugly. So it's not the same when you're using computers and stuff. And I've done just a little bit. Actually, I've done a lot of mixing with video as well because I never did the control room mixing, or live TV or anything like that, but I did live. I did do live TV technically because I was a master control operator at a TV station, local TV station here in Dallas area. It was a Dallas TV station, and they did not have a fancy control room. I was actually at the broadcast tower, up off the ground in a room built onto the tower, or part of the tower. Well, the tower was off to the side, but anyway, there's this big control room that was way up off the ground, and I guess it was up off the ground probably because it was like 20 yards from the Trinity River, so it might have flooded in there at any time. So anyway, all the broadcast equipment, the transmitters, that was the room I was in, and they just had a rack, kind of like the one I have right here in my room, which is a telco rack for telecommunications equipment. But this one was made the same. I don't know if my telco equipment racks are wider than audio racks. Audio racks are 19 inches, and this is like 20 some odd inches wide or something. Anyway, we had a switcher that had like 8 buttons on it, just a straight line switcher, and then we had 4, 6 VTRs, videotape recorders, 3/4 inch decks, and a S video. We broadcasted some shows that recorded in S video, Super VHS, and then broadcasted straight off those tapes after they were edited. Well, sometimes they did a lot of live shows. This was a Christian radio TV station, and they did a lot of live shows, and so I don't know that they actually edited them. A lot of them, they would just take that master tape, and maybe they copied it, bring it down to us, and we'd play it, later on at night or something. I always worked in midnight to 7 shift, or something on that order, and usually, really just on the weekends. And I'd be mixing sound at a show on Friday night, and I would have to leave the show sometimes before it was even completely over to going down and do that. And one time I was mixing a band that I really loved, and I didn't want to leave. And I called up the girl that was ahead of me, the one that was there waiting on me to show up, and said, "Hey, can you stay a little bit longer?" And she's like, "Okay, I guess." And she was really cool. She liked that band too. She just wanted to be there. But I can't remember. I think it was Stavesacre or something. If you know anything about Christian rock bands, Christian metal bands. But it was one of those bands like that, one of those heavy bands that I really liked. And anyway. It was the first time I got to see them. Well, I'd seen them at Cornerstone in like 94, 95, and then it was the first time I'd seen them. I got to mix sound for them, and I didn't want to leave. So, what am I talking about? Why? I'd just been going around and around trying to get I had problems with distortion. I was adjusting everything, and I did a bunch of tests. But why am I talking about that? I don't know. So what I'm here to do, besides coughing my head off, is pick back up. It's been almost a week. I haven't been feeling good, and I just didn't I didn't want to do it without. Let me just switch over here to desktop. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to go ahead and make a video while I was doing it because I had done just a couple of different ways to do it, showed the problems, and I wanted to do it with things. Do something that I think may work here. Transferring videos from Google Photos. That's just my link to it, to YouTube. And if you're doing a bunch of them, let me show what I'm going to transfer right first. I'm just really turned around. So in my albums, what you can do here in Google Photos, if you're not familiar with it, if you let your either let them upload from your phone with the Android app or whatever app you got that'll do Google Photos. It's not responding too quickly. Let them upload, and they'll be just all on that main page that I was on a second ago. And then make albums. They call them albums. On YouTube they call them playlists. On here they call them albums. And if you just put videos in your album, then they'll all upload straight to YouTube automatically. I guess if you had both albums and pictures in there, maybe it would take the videos and not the pictures automatically. I'm not sure. I tried. Well, I won't go into that. But if you pick, you can't just upload pictures up there and have it automatically. There is a way to make a slideshow, but I don't know if you can do it from an album. I can't remember. I think you can. I'm going in circles. I think you can make a slideshow album on YouTube from Google Photos pictures. But you don't just take a whole album. I think you select them, you can select a bunch of them at once. But anyway, it's not. But not whatever. I have what I have done here is I just started putting the videos together and got them in the order I wanted them in, which doesn't matter to YouTube. They mess it up when you upload them, but they're in the order I want them to be, and it's easy to order them in the way you want them with the Google Photos. But I just put the videos and I give them a name, what they're about and everything. And I started out with this one right here, and it says 425 items. Well, what I hadn't realized was that the max you can upload straight from Google Photos to YouTube is 300. And I had about 400 or something, or 350. I don't know what I had at the time. So I had to start over with those particular albums. So I gave them the same name, but I gave them number 1, 2, and then I found out this one here is 253. In my previous videos, you'll see, if you look at them, you'll see I had all kinds of trouble. I kept getting script errors, and it kept acting up. But I finally babysit in this. This is a Firefox developers version. It has the blue logo icon there. The regular Firefox, which is what I use for almost all my web browsing, you just really can't get it done with it because it takes a long time. The script errors come up differently. They even look differently. And it takes so long that it's all froze up and not working. As a matter of fact, this machine, it will freeze it up, log it up, and you'll have to reboot the machine to even use it anymore. But in here, if you'll set and babysit it in this developer version, it'll bring a little button right up here, and you can just click it, keep watching it, and keep clicking it till it continue. Don't. If you kill the script, first couple times I killed the script because I thought, well, it's just some bad script, but it's this script that's causing your machine to slow down. This is a Lenovo i5, Core i5, Intel processor, 4 gig of RAM, and quad core. That's what it is. But it only has 256 megabyte of shared onboard video memory. So it's pretty wimpy on that end. If I want to sit here and watch YouTube videos, just that, then sometimes I can watch for a couple hours. Sometimes it's 20-30 minutes. Just depends on what exactly. I don't know. I don't even have Flash installed in my regular Firefox, so it's not Flash or Java. I don't have either one in it. But anyway, I'll have to if I keep shutting down the browser every time it seems like it's slowing down a little bit, I always kind of watch, and if the memory usage starts growing, gets up around a gigabyte, then if I kill it and then just close it, and then bring it back open it, so it'll keep working much longer. But if I don't notice it, then it'll just suddenly be to where I just have to reboot. And it degrades really fast, especially with a bad script. Just a second. Sorry, GTK Record My Desktop has a pause button, but of course that wouldn't work on a live video. Anyway, I'm making a live now. So yeah, is my live stream okay? Yeah, looks good. See, at least I can just glance right over there to the laptop and see that. So I made a same one, you know, Gon's computers, phones, and so on. So I made one with 253 items. I had to babysit it. Then the next one was I made a number 2, and I thought, well, I'm not putting as many in this one. So it worked pretty well. I didn't have any script errors, but I also did it in, well, I didn't have it. See, did I have any at all? I don't think I did, or at least I didn't see them, because I used this browser here called Vivaldi. And what it is basically a remix of Chromium web browser, not Chrome. Chromium is the daddy of Chrome. Chromium is the real deal, and Chrome is the remix made by that Google does of Chromium. And Chromium at Vivaldi only uses around 250, 300, maybe 400 megabytes at most, even when I was doing that, of memory. It doesn't have any plugins or anything in it, though, or even any add-ons in it, so you can't hardly surf because you got so many ads and stuff. This one, Chromium, was like that at first, and then you had the ability to import all of your bookmarks, and they make more difference than you'd ever think, and all your add-ons from Google Chrome. So I did that. You sign in there, you know, and I did that, and now just sitting there, it uses over a gig of RAM, and I can't even use it. I keep thinking, well, I need to let it run for a while when I'm not doing anything else, like if I'm really kind of not using this machine, but I could just let it run and see if maybe it's just not finished importing all the bookmarks and everything, because it uses every bookmark importer I've ever used uses a lot of memory. Sometimes like half of your. When I was running dual core machines, it would use 50% of my dual core, you know, my processing power the whole time it was importing bookmarks, especially a lot of them. And I have thousands, you know. So right now I can't really use it anymore because I added all my stuff to it. And oddly, each one of these, even though Vivaldi's built on Chromium, each one of them has their kind of pluses and minuses as to what things will play in them. Like Vivaldi won't play a video in Google Photos. It says file type not recognized, but it'll play YouTube videos, and it worked on the YouTube admin pages. And then Chromium, well, I didn't use it. The very next day after I installed it, I went and did all that to it, so then I didn't really get to see what. I've used it on and off over the years, but it used to be really hard to install on Linux. You had to build it from scratch and build it from scratch, build it from the code, download the code and build it. And so I never fooled with it, but recently I just happened to go into the Fedora repos when I was helping someone install the new version of Fedora 25, and I saw it before then, so I remembered, and I said, oh, I think you can just go in the repos and install it from there with one click on it, you know, and you could. So then I said, oh, I need to put that on my system, because Chrome won't even run anymore. It's gotten so bloated. I don't know what else happened to it. Well, this is Fedora 23, and they're not updating it anymore, and I guess that's what it is, because every time I've had a system get to my laptop's like that, I think it's Fedora 22, and, you know, it'll work, but it just seems the longer it sits there, the more system resources it uses, even though I haven't done anything to it. So, don't know why. Don't like it, but I can't. I have Chrome on here too, but I can't. I just took it up from up here because I couldn't even use it. It uses like 3.5 gig RAM if you let it sit there and run. So I mean, it's ridiculous. So there's something wrong with it. I mean, there's some kind of bugs in it or something. And so anyway, I want to get back to uploading or transferring really from one server to the other, but it's not uploading it from my machine to theirs, but it's transferring from one of their machines to the other machine. So I guess it's still an upload. But anyway, I've done 1, done 2, so I need to do 3. Have I done 2? Now I'm confused. Oh boy. I did know, but it's been over a week. And I have some other playlists I want to upload too, but I wanted to continue on with these ones about computers, and kind of, because when you get on YouTube, I'll go ahead and go over there now. You can't, I guess, here's what I need to do. Let me go back. I need to see the newest one on here. And then, well, the problem is, I'll show that here in a second. Okay, here's the old. Let's see, are they ordered in oldest to newest or what? Let's see. I think I'd have to. Okay, the only way I can tell what order they're in is to go like that. Yes. Click on it like you were going to edit the title, and then go like that. Okay, oldest first, and then get out of it. That's the only way I can tell what order they're in that I know of easily. So this one would be the oldest one of that bunch. Okay, Don here again with the AS. Okay, the AS Rock video. And then what's the newest one of this bunch? Oh, okay, it's a video I did. That's easy to tell right quick. Of this.
Well, I've been looking at cables.
That is my. I just unscrewed the jack.
Different adapter cables, and this is mine. I've got the nothing wrong with it. I've got the cover unscrewed, and
anyway, I thought it would say quicker than I could say it right. That's just the cover taken off of my XLR balanced to unbalanced adapter cable, and there's a transformer in there that makes that work to send the unbalanced the signal from my mic. The balanced signal is turned into an unbalanced signal to be an input into my VM, because that's looking for an unbalanced signal, quarter-inch unbalanced signal, like a guitar, cable. So that's what that is. So now I'll get over here to my video manager, and let's see my newest videos. Maybe that'll tell me where I'm at in these things. I see a bunch of videos that aren't either one of those, but that's not. But they don't order, and you can't order them oldest to newest. That in Google Photos, that's a good thing. You can order them oldest to newest, newest to oldest by the file date. But when it uploads it to YouTube, it either pays no attention to the file dates, or it's actually using FTP, which doesn't. You can't use the old file date. It gives it a new file date. That's just the way that FTP works. Now, if you're using SFTP, secure FTP, that's different. I use that all the time on my local network. You will be able to keep your file dates. But for some reason, it's just plain FTP. I don't know what they're using. I don't know what protocol they're using, but that's the only clue I have is in plain FTP. It gives it a new file date, and it's whatever time you upload it. And so if that, whatever the reason is for it, let me go to page 3. That's got me kind of confused as to which ones I've uploaded and which ones I haven't. Whatever the reason is for it, they don't give you the ability to sort them in your playlist I'm talking about. Now right here in the video manager, you can go by newest, most viewed, public, unlisted, private, draft, monetized, not monetized. So you can't go by oldest. You can't go by, you can't go by much of anything that's too useful. And when they say newest, they mean by newest by upload date, not by the actual made date of the video. Notice those are all the same date. Those were not all done on the same date. And if you're in a playlist, then, well, since I'm talking about it, let's see. There's my computers, so on playlist. Now you can put it. Used to you could only have 200 videos in a playlist. There's 469 in there now, so they've changed that, which is, I guess, either way it's fine. I mean, I kind of like it, but then again, who's going to watch that long of a playlist? But you can sort it by playlist settings. You can go by date published, oldest to newest. So that's all sort of, but not at all what date file was actually made. And you can date published newest or date added. So seems like date published seems to work out the best. But the problem is, hit cancel and get out of there before I mess something up. The problem is when you're uploading the videos, transferring them, or if you were uploading them from your computer, the smallest videos get done quickest, so they get the newest date, or the oldest date. So it just throws everything off. When you're doing a bunch of videos, there's just absolutely no easy way to fix it. So that's the one big thing I've got going on here, and that's why, well, see, when I go back to add some more, kind of going, okay, where am I in all this? Go back to that. Well, that's the playlist. Maybe the playlist will help me figure it out. Okay, now I have my playlist ordered oldest to newest, and that's the closest thing. Now, it's okay with these because I already had them. I uploaded almost all, well, I don't think I uploaded these all one at a time. If you uploaded your videos one at a time, it would work out. I never start with all this drainage and coughing until I get on here and start talking. I say that every time, don't I? So anyway, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not so smart of me to make such a long playlist because, you know, here's what you got to do to even just manage it. But and I'm going to have to. Some of them already are broken off into smaller playlists. They're just in 2 playlists. That's what I figured. I'll put them all in one playlist just to keep them in subject that you know, all about computers. And I went ahead and added phones on there since I got these phones last summer. Okay, now here they are. But you know, I need to see they're not. I didn't rename them because they were being uploaded automatically from the phone, and so now it's really getting. Those long numbers, I can't make heads or tails on them. I can't sort them by those numbers. I just can't do it. And maybe somebody could that could remember 2 long numbers long enough to sort them, or to be 10 or 20 of them, but I can't do that. So, but the ones I did rename, you know, I'll know what to do with them. But I'm going to have to. The only way I'll really ever sort them is to go through these and rename them as to what subjects they're about. You know, then I'll know how to manually sort them. I'll never be able to get them in the right order by the available methods. So right now they're just in, you know, oldest to newest. And so the ones that are in sequence, they're just out of sequence. But I don't see, I think I can remember those 2 videos I just previewed. If I go too long, I'll forget and talking here. I don't see them. So either I haven't got to them yet, or I've already uploaded that whole group, and maybe you know what, maybe I didn't do that group yet because I really don't see a single video. So I guess the prudent thing to do is to upload as you go. The reason I didn't is several reasons, but well, at first I was going to, well, over the years I didn't upload a whole bunch of them because I wanted to edit them first, and then I finally realized I'm not going to get them edited. And then when it came to the other things, actually right now I can't think of any good excuses, so the other reasons why I hadn't done it yet. Okay, so which one did I look in? 2? Yeah, I looked in 2, I think. I'll know when I get there. Okay, number 2. So have I not done 2? I really thought I had done 2. Maybe I only did 1. Let's look at 1. Because the only thing I'm seeing, all those videos, it's easy to identify, yeah, those ones with me with that little, that's a little remote for a VR box, VR headset that I got a while back. I can't use it because it makes me feel nauseous, that thing right there. But I thought I might use it. I actually thought I might you can put the camera in there and open that lid. And I thought I might put it on and use it as a head-mounted camera and use that remote to control the camera, which you can do. It's a little tricky, but you can do it. But I can't wear it, and especially when you're trying to use it that way. It throws tricks on your eyes. I mean, it's bad enough just trying to watch a 2D. I call them 2D because that's all they are. They're just 2 videos, one in the right eye, one in the left eye. They don't call them 3D. They call them virtual reality. I guess that's why, because they're not 3D. But anyway, evidently, okay. So there's no video with that cable. So that tells me I haven't got to that batch yet. And those would be the oldest ones at the top, right? Yeah, those are the old ones. I was even 10 years, 15 years younger. That was in 2000, I believe. Or not, no, that was 98, 99. I was a whole lot younger. Let's go back there. Okay, so That was my very first webcam. And I still have it, still works, and it's very low quality. It was even low quality at the time. It was free. It was such a cheap webcam. It was free on a rebate. So let me go back in there one more time. So what I'm going to need to do then is there's number one. There's those videos. Yeah, so I believe that's the one I just saw. They're not going to be in the exact same order, but okay, so I'm glad I checked. At first I was just going to start uploading. I thought I knew where to go. But this is the one I need to do. That's 152, so let's see if it gives any trouble. I really had to babysit that 253. I like to never got them all uploaded, but I did because I kept getting that script error. Let's see if we get a script error this time. Oh, I guess that last batch I did was a small batch. I think it was. I think I did those. That's why I'm confused. Those right there, I did those in this Vivaldi browser, I think. Okay. Well, right now I'm going to get these going. And I'm trying to think. It's kind of, usually when I sit down to do a live video, everything's cool. And I can sit here usually I sit here too long, like 2 hours. But I may have to take a little break because if I start this, I'm stuck here babysitting that. If I have script errors, I'm stuck here babysitting it until I'm done. But number 2 is the one I want to do. You know what? There's only really one good thing to do, I guess. Let's just stop it, even though, I mean, nobody there watching that I can see. So, so I'll stop the video, take a little break, and come back, and then I'll be ready to stay with it, I think. Okay. This is done, and so this was actually what I'm going to do live video. But the real what I'm going to do will be going to do it here in a little bit. All right. I mean, I won't wait for another week. It'll be just here in about 10 or 20 minutes. I'm pretty sure. All right, it's done. I'll be back in a little bit.